Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 2 and the Another Life mission set in Whittleton Creek. And today we will be taking care of two challenges in one, namely the Whittleton Creek Electric and the Whittleton Creek Blackout Challenges. Both of which of these basically entail killing our targets with electricity. Whittleton Creek Electric is for killing one target with electricity, and Whittleton Creek Blackout is for killing both of our targets with electricity. So we may as well take care of both of these challenges at once. So for this one we're going to be bringing with us our ever trusty lockpick, a silenced pistol and some enigmatic poison. So right from the start, off the bat, what we're going to do is make our way straight along the main road here, past Nolan Cassidy's house, which is just to our left, and just past his house we will find ourselves the exterminator's van, which is just up here parked on the grass and not on the road. And behind the van we will find the exterminator, so we're going to crouch down in the bushes, pounce on him from behind, render him unconscious. We're going to grab both the keys he drops and we're going to hide his body in the bush. So after that we're going to take his outfit and we're going to proceed on into Nolan Cassidy's garden, and we're going to start setting up our first kill, which will be Nolan Cassidy, before moving on into the frog habitat beyond and collect our first two clues. So once we're in Nolan Cassidy's garden and the bodyguard has moved off, we can take out the camera above the fumigation machine with our silenced pistol. We're going to approach the fumigation machine and apply our enigmatic poison to it, and then we're going to vault over the fence into the frog habitat and around into Mr. Batty's garden and furthermore into his shed. In his shed we will find ourselves a shovel and our first clue, which is some legal documents. So with both of them acquired, we're going to make our way back into the frog habitat, and just past the bird houses we will find a prompt on the ground to dig a little hole, and in this little hole that we dig we will find our second clue, which will be a cigar box. So with that acquired we can now drop our shovel, which is no longer necessary, and we're going to make our way back into Nolan Cassidy's garden, and hopefully if you're timing it just right, the bodyguard patrolling the garden will be right here, and we can then render him unconscious, grab the gun he drops, grab his body, hide his body into the bush next to the fumigation machine, and then from here we're going to take his outfit and make our way into the building. We're going to drop the assault rifle while we're here, we don't need that. We're going to take out our silenced pistol, creep along the side or the rear of the building, take out the camera above the rear door. At this point I consider going in through the kitchen window and collecting our first car battery. And I decide against it, and what I'm going to do basically is we're going to take care of Nolan Cassidy first. So we're going to put back on the exterminator's outfit and we're going to wait by the fumigation machine for Nolan Cassidy and his bodyguard to enter into the building via the garage. And you have to make sure that both men are fully in the kitchen before triggering the fumigation machine, as the garage is not covered by the machine itself. So once we've triggered the machine, everybody in the house will now get sick, and everybody on the ground floor, excluding Nolan Cassidy, will vacate via this rear door. So we're just going to wait for a few of them to make their way out before we make our way in and into the garage. So through the kitchen, into the garage, and at the bottom of the stairs we will find a car battery. There it is. We're going to grab that and we're going to take that with us to the bathroom, where we will find Nolan Cassidy being sick. we're going to place the battery on the floor somewhere, it doesn't matter for the time being. Just going to double check that everyone else has buggered off before we throttle Nolan Cassidy. Don't drown him, we need him alive. And we're going to drag his body in front of the 2 sinks in the bathroom. Then we're going to retrieve our car battery and we're going to overflow one of the sinks. And we're going to get ourselves to a safe distance before we throw the battery into the puddle of water made by the overflowing sink.
Nolan Cassidy is down. Good work, 37. Janus awaits your attention.
So with our first target down at Mumbai Electric challenge popped for us, we're going to make our way into the kitchen and take out the surveillance system and then exit via the window. We're going to exit Nolan Cassidy's house via the garden gate, return to the exterminator's van, where we will then replace our suit, because it's a very expensive suit. From here we're going to make our way over to the Wilson's house, that's the people holding the garden party, and in their garage we find our second car battery. And with that now acquired also, we can make our way around the map to Janus's house. It's quite a way because it's literally on the other side of the map from where we are. It's the safest route to go the long way round. You can jump through the Wilson's, or go through the Wilson's garden and over the fence, but you will then have to deal with about 3 or 4 patrolling guards. And we need to stop off at Helen West's house for some more poison. So going around the edge of the map is the easiest way. So once we get to the pink van, we're going to vault the fence, make our way down into the basement and lockpick our way inside.
Sinister looking basement. What could she be doing down here?
And in here, just by the furnace, we will find some more enigmatic poison. And with that acquired, we can continue on towards Janus's house. As you can see, Nolan Cassidy's body has now been found, although everyone keeps getting distracted by the overflowing sink, as you can see. So once we get to Janus's house and around the front of the house with our car battery and our enigmatic poison, we're going to make our way to the garage door controls. And if the guards are not in the nearby vicinity, we can lock the garage door and walk towards the porch and then duck into the garage at the last second and close the door behind us, praying that no one spots us. And I think we've got away with that. So while we're here, we're going to put down our car battery. We'll come back for that a bit later on. We're going to approach the generator at the back of the room and turn the generator on. That's going to get the attention of the guard in Janus's kitchen. And basically when he comes to investigate, we can render him unconscious, we can take his outfit and proceed. So here comes the guard now. We're just going to wait for him to turn the generator back on. And we're going to render him unconscious, grab the gun he drops, grab his body, and we're going to take his body and we're going to hide him in the freezer provided. So once we've got him nicely, safely tucked up in the freezer, put away that gun, we don't need that. We're going to take his outfit and we're going to make our way into the bathroom with our car battery. And we'll just leave that there ready for later on once we've got rid of Janus's bodyguard. So we just plug it down anywhere in the bathroom will do, and we're going to make our way down from the bathroom into the basement and we're going to collect our third and final clue. My timing is a little bit off, we will have to wait around a while here, but we're waiting for the guard in the basement to move away from the bottom of the stairs. Where he just was is where we need to be, and where he is right now is between us and where we need to be. So we're just going to wait for him to move off to our left, which he's about to do, I believe. That is your cue, sir. Thank you very much. So once he moves away, we're free to just mosey on into the filing cabinet area, collect the photo off the desk, and then we're going to make our way back up the stairs and into the garage once again. We're going to need one more item here. We're going to collect the fire extinguisher from off the wall in the garage, and we're going to make our way back into the bathroom. Now hopefully by this point Janus and his bodyguard are in the area, which they currently are for me, but as you can see this is still going to be quite a waiting period, because we need to wait for Janus to have his little phone call. He's then going to sit down for a moment before making his way over to the kitchen and having a long conversation with his bodyguard before moving away towards the garden. And it's at this point where we are waiting for. So once he gets into the kitchen, he's going to start his little conversation with his personal bodyguard here. We need to wait for this to play out. Like I said, it takes a little while, but as he goes and moves away towards the garden, his bodyguard will follow him. We're going to open the bathroom door and we're going to throw the fire extinguisher deep into the kitchen, and that will attract Janus and his bodyguard. Janus will then send his bodyguard over to investigate, at which point we can then exit the bathroom and get behind the bodyguard and render him unconscious and get him out of our way. So they're moving off now, and as soon as they're clear we're going to open the door, throw the fire extinguisher into the kitchen. You can throw it pretty much anywhere as long as you're able to get behind the bodyguard. That's all that really matters. So once he goes to investigate, we can then get behind him quickly, because he does look over his shoulders, render him unconscious, grab everything he drops really quickly, grab his body, and we're going to drag him into the garage along with his bodyguard companion. So everything is pretty much now set up and ready to go once we get rid of Janus's bodyguard in the freezer. Again, we will have a long waiting period at this point, because Janus is now irrecoverably on his routine. He's now going to make his way back upstairs. So what we're going to do is poison the tea urn that we have here on the kitchen table, firstly by pouring the tea and then poison it, and when Janus comes back down he will go for that tea, and that will lead him into this bathroom right here. So I was debating, should I wait in the bathroom? Thinking to myself, well, you know, he will come in here, he should ignore us, but maybe entering in the bathroom, being sick or not, might give him reason to pause. So I've changed my mind and I am going to go and wait in the kitchen. Again, this is quite a long wait, because we have to wait for him to go through his whole routine upstairs and the routine we've just sat through him going through downstairs in the living area. But eventually he will make his way to the kitchen, he will spot the tea, and he will go and drink the tea, and when he does he will get sick and he will make his way to the bathroom after his little coughing fit there. And when he goes to the bathroom we can then get behind him and render him unconscious. We don't have to wait for him to start being sick, just as long as he's in the bathroom himself. Now we have to do this relatively quickly, this next bit, because overflowing the sink will eventually distract one of the guards from outside, I believe, who will come in to investigate. So as Janus makes his way to the bathroom, we're going to follow him in, render him unconscious, drag his unconscious body over to the sink, get him nicely lined up there. We're going to overflow one of the sinks. I recommend the sink on the right, but I've accidentally picked the sink on the left. We're going to retrieve our car battery, and we're going to throw the car battery in the pile next to a pile of water or puddle of water next to Janus, and that will get us the Mumbai Blackout Challenge.
At last, the actions of the first constant catch up with you. Death feels like an easy way out for a man like Janus.
So all we've got to do now is vacate the premises as quickly as possible, because as you can see, his body is discovered quite quickly. Luckily it's an accident kill and it doesn't count against us. So we're going to make our way back to the bus stop right at the start of the beginning of the mission where we entered. So that is the the Whittleton Creek Blackout Challenge and the Whittleton Creek Electric Challenge. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.